Hi, I'm Kyle Irlbeck. My wife is Sunny, daughter Emma, and son Lucas. Emma's going to graduate this year. Lucas is 13. Me and Sunny will celebrate 20 years of marriage this year. I serve in the band, the worship team, hospitality ministry, deacons. I've been a part of this church for 15 years. Thursday morning, we're rushing around getting ready. Just like any Thursday before, we're a little tired from the long week already. It's almost Friday, so rushing around. Lucas is complaining of his stomach hurting, and I'm just like, man, we got to get going. We got to get ready. Let's get moving. And so I basically tell him, suck it up and get tough, and let's go. Then Sunny, she's a better person than I am, so she's thinking there's something really wrong with Lucas, so she decides to call in, take him to the clinic, and get him tested out. Everybody heads off in every direction. I'm heading to work, get my day started. Almost to Rockwell Road, I get a call back from Sunny saying she needs an insurance card, so I turn around, head back to the clinic, get her the card. So I'm already late. It's just the whole morning's snowballing. I'm a little frustrated because I think it's all just Lucas having a case of the Mondays. Get her the card, head back to Amarillo, and get all the way into the parking lot of my building, and I get a call from Sunny. Her voice it's changed. She's scared. She's telling me we're headed to the ER right away. They've got to run more tests than the clinic could provide. Like I said, her voice just sounded worried, so I'm hearing appendicitis, things like that, needles, doctors, surgery. All these words they've got me a little worried. So I leave work immediately and head over to the new ER Now over on Coulter. I am escorted to Lucas's room. He's already been examined by this time. I'm basically jumping into the quick version of we're getting a CT scan. So there's all these waves of uncertainty, I guess you could say. I'm hearing, words, CT scan, CAT scan. I mean, all the big time financial stress was taken over at that point. I'm thinking, how am I going to pay for all this? My phone, as I'm texting out, autocorrects CT scan to CT scam. Instantly, I went to the scam portion of it all for just a routine stomach ache, I guess you could say. It's taken a toll on me in the very short time we've been there. My little boy is laying in the hospital bed crying from all the uncertainty and all the unknowns that are being talked about in front of him. Fear has taken a grip on my family. By this time, we are reaching out to family and close friends. And our close friends actually happen to be church family. And so this started a whole chain reaction, and pastors started showing up. Justin was first on the scene, came in, encouraged Lucas, prayed for us. Jody showed up, met with Sunny, and she was giving me pointers on our Christian health care. Stephanie's texting me. Jake is texting me. Joey, he's texting me, encouraging me. It's just wave after wave of encouragement from the leadership of our church. After that, Shane and Rachel show up. They gave us support, food, just got our minds off of what we're going through and the waiting. We'd been added to the prayer list by then, so it's hit our prayer warriors that faithfully pray for every item. Knowing I've been on that list and prayed for people, I've always been on the other side, not the recipient side. So just knowing what's happening as how our church body functions, once all the encouragement and the prayers, everything started to keep pouring in, I could feel the prayers and the encouragement boosting my faith to where I could lead my family in faith and not fear. We got the results from the CT scan, and it was showing a cylindrical type mass in Luke's stomach, and it had all the doctors scratching their heads. So words of mass and tumors and things like that started entering the conversation. Next, the doctor comes in, discusses the next steps to get an MRI. He said scheduling an MRI same day is quite a feat, but he actually did get one scheduled at 8 p.m. that night. This is 10:30 in the morning, so we ran tests up to this point and have our next step at 8 p.m. So we waited some more, and then we waited even more. So it was crazy being cooped up in that room with only our thoughts. The doctor would come in and discuss things in front of us, and Lucas was hearing mass and tumor and unknown things inside of him. And so I could see the fear inside of Lucas's eyes and just watching it take a toll on him. So praying with him many times, and like I said, the different people had encouraged us and kept us going for the next step. We head over to the MRI place. It was 8 p.m. was our schedule. The test is approximately an hour and a half, and I don't know if you've been in an MRI, but it's like a jackhammer going off for an hour and a half. I was in the room with Lucas, and we had hearing protection. I was so tired of the sound after 5 minutes that the hour and a half seemed like I was going to hear this in my head for the rest of my life. Got a folder from the ladies, and we headed up to head back to ER Now. And this was Christmas time, so all the Christmas lights were out, and Lucas wanted to take a scenic tour through all the lights. And we found ourselves just cruising through the Christmas lights and just the Christmas season. We kind of forgot that we were in the middle of this kind of a mess. And we finally come to our senses and grab the folder, like, we got to get back to the doctor. And I just believe that's from the prayers and God giving us calmness through his people, God. So we are pulling into the parking lot of the ER Now, and the doctor is calling us, basically going, where are you guys? Did you get lost? I can tell by his voice. I haven't heard this tone in his voice all day. So he just mentions he has exciting news. And so we're, elated just in that alone. We've got news, and it's exciting news. So this is where the tide changes. You know, we've talked about the faith over fear this whole story, and this is where the momentum shifts after the Christmas lights to the exciting news, and faith is just pushing fear completely out of our lives. The doctor says Lucas doesn't have an appendicitis or any weird. He doesn't have an appendix. It never developed. They put him on some antibiotics for a infection of the lymph nodes that was causing his false appendicitis pains. It was swell up right there, putting pressure and giving him that same feeling. And so it was a very rare case of no appendix with this lymph node infection. I don't question God's methods. I just thank him for the results. I just want to thank My Living Water family for encouraging us through that time and being there, and to watch the fear pushed out by faith. And I just thank you. To have a church family, to have a church home, the church is the body, all the different parts. And some people are good at other things. Some people encourage well. Some people just pray, head down and pray for you. Some people just bring a smile to your face. So there's so many parts and so many places to serve. You just be you in the body, and God will work it out for you to serve in the church.